Peace, 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 peace. How's everybody doing out there? How's everybody doing out there? Wealthy rising, wealthy rising, wealthy rising. Let me know how my audio is. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if I'm coming through clearly. Let me mess with these lights. Hold on. There we go. All right, we back. We back. We back. Audio's perfect. Audio's perfect. Okay, okay. How am I sounding over there on Instagram right now? Let me know how my audio's coming through. Let me know if I'm coming through clear. Please let me know if I'm coming through clear. Let me know if I'm coming through clear when you can. I need to know how the audio is before we get things started. Wealthy rising, wealthy rising. Millionaire Barber, what's going on? Dr. Tony, peace, peace, peace. Kitty Lulu, no, Kitty Love you. What's going on, Queen? Peace, peace, peace. Okay, audio's clear. Thank you, Dr. Tony. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How's everybody feeling today? How we feeling today? You know, we made it. Last day of the year. What he saying? There's no time. There's no time. Time doesn't even exist. But in this time right now, it is the last day of the year. So how we feeling on the last day of the year? How did everybody fare out in 2025? You know? How are things ending and how are things beginning for you? How are things ending and how are things beginning for you? Let me know. Family, if you can, for those that are on Instagram, please tag a family of friends. Tag your family and friends. The page is public right now, so any and everybody can tap in, tune in. And for everybody that's live, if you can, just tag one family of friend, or at least share this to one family or friend. You know, get them on over here. Get them on over here. We do got some information that we're going to be covering today as it relates to crypto, gold, silver, and you know, moving forward into 2026, going to be looking at a couple of price predictions and look at the possibilities of being able to increase our bags over this next year. All right. How many of you have already started building your Bitcoin reserve? By a show of hands. By a show of hands. How many out there have already started building your Bitcoin reserves? Whether it's a personal Bitcoin reserve, a family Bitcoin reserve, or a community Bitcoin reserve. Let me know. Let me know. Peace, peace, peace. Wealthy rising, wealthy rising. Big shout out to everybody that's tuning in, tapping in for the early rising show, Coffee and Crypto. This for the early birds right here. This for those that's on their business. Those that know what time it is. Bankroll, what's going on? Big shout out to the New Money Matrix Discord in the building. Peace, peace, peace. By a show of hands, how many of y'all already started building your Bitcoin reserve? You need to learn? Man, just reach out, Queen. Just reach out. That's all you got to do. I appreciate those that are tapping in right now on Instagram, YouTube. I know it's early. But, you know, we're going to have a long day today. It's going to be a long week going into the new year. Okay, you started building yours? Yeah, so what I'm seeing right now, I'm trying to figure out who started building their Bitcoin reserve already out there. Who's been building their Bitcoin reserve, right? Who's trying to prepare themselves and their family for the next 5 to 10, 50 to 100 years? Huh? How many of you are trying to prepare for a digital future, a digital frontier? Okay, I'm seeing thumbs up. I'm seeing hands raised. Family, if you can, share this out. Wake your peoples up. Get them up. Get them up. Get them over here. We got a lot of information we're going to be covering. Beneficial information. Beneficial information. You know? For those that have been following me for however long, has the information been able to benefit you in a financial way? Have you been able to make a change to your financial life based off the information that I live stream with? And I've been doing this since 2017, just for those that may not know. Coffee and Crypto since 2017. You know? This a long-standing show right here. Hey, Shag Nasty, it's been a minute. What's going on, big homie? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I'm glad that people are starting to come in. I'm glad that people are starting to come in. So by a show of hands, how many of you have been accumulating Bitcoin under $90,000? How many of you have been continuing to add exposure to your reserves under $90,000? I need to know. I need to know. My family isn't still, I believe, because I haven't boomed yet. I told them by then it's too late. And see, that's the thing. That's one of the problems right there. A lot of individuals are on the sideline sitting back, waiting for this mega boom. And, okay, well, once you start making money, then I'll jump in. But like you said, Mr. J Block Dog, by then it's too late. That's what they don't understand. Nah, you all good, Shag Nasty. Whenever you ready, you already know you a old schooler, you an OG. So whenever you ready. You've been buying since 40K. Good job. $1 a day keeps poverty away. Let's all repeat that. $1 a day keeps poverty away. And let me show you the proof in the pudding. Especially when we're speaking about the future of our financial system, right? Number one, Bitcoin. The way that I look at it and the way that I've been looking at it, right? Is that Bitcoin is a future wealth growing savings account. What do I mean by that? If I want to turn $1 into $5 or $10 in the future, not guaranteed, but more so guaranteed than anything else in the space, in my opinion, right? If we're looking at what are the banks getting behind, what are the institutions getting behind, what are the sovereign wealth funds getting behind, what are the countries getting behind, what are the governments getting behind, right? I shared a video with y'all yesterday where Michael Saylor was talking about how to 10x your money. So once again, if I'm looking to put my dollars that I don't need right now, once again, it's a bit, you know what one of the biggest misconceptions is that people put dollars that they need. Okay? Okay. People put dollars that they need right now in here. You get what I'm saying? People put dollars that they need right now in here versus putting dollars that they don't need. And that's the name of the game. You got to be able to put dollars that you don't need in here. Now, let me show what happens when you put dollars that you don't need into this long-term savings account. Right? Something that's going to amplify your worth. It's going to amplify your worth. Okay? It's going to amplify it. So now let's take a look. Where we at? We want Bitcoin. And I mean, let's just go from January 2016 to January. Well, we can only do it to December. But it's all good. If we were to go back 1 year, it wouldn't be too much of a difference, okay? So now what are we looking at? There you go. You got it, Troy. You got it. You was listening. You was paying attention. Samsung said, I've been rocking with you since 2019. Been in the green ever since. Salute to you. Good shit. Grand. So now what are we looking at here? We're looking at $1 a day. Okay? We're looking at $1 a day. And what type of difference it can make. Okay? Just $1. And look at the difference you can make. Now right here, right? If we look at total purchasing power, even in the dips, because we're dollar cost averaging in, right? You very rarely go into the negative. Now look at this. Even in these downturns, look at this downturn right here. Look at this downturn right here. Look at this downturn right here. You see how the market fell? Look at this. Look at this. Now this is where people get it misconstrued. You went from having a value of 62,000 to having a value of 18,000. And people are, oh my God, you lost 30,000. Well, let me see. We'll say 20 to 60, 40. We'll say 40,000, right? They're like, you lost $40,000. Oh my God, you're down. You're down. No, numbnuts, you still up. You're down from the overall profit you had, but remember, you're putting $1 a day. So when you had $67,000 worth, right? When your total value was $67,000 right here in 2021, you had only invested $2,167. Now, when your value ran down to $18,730, you had only invested $2,589, right? Even in the drawdown. And see, this is where people get it fucked up. It draws down and they sell. They get scared. Oh, I'm selling. And then instead of them just holding and continue to do the $1 a day, they end up buying back in later on when it's a lot higher, thus losing that premium position, that prime position that they had. Right? You see how it happens? Look at this drawdown. You went from having 60,000 in your account. This is why I always tell you all, pay attention to the Satoshi amount, because you want to know why? Even though the dollar value of what you held went from 71,000 even, down to 23,000. From 71,000 down to 23,000, right? Even though the dollar value went down, you know what didn't go down? The Satoshi amount. You kept the same amount of Satoshis. No, excuse me. You increased the amount of Satoshis. My apologies. So you got to understand, while dollar value is going down, you're looking at your Satoshi count going up. And this is what I want people to kind of latch on to and understand. Is this making sense? Is this making sense? I need to know. I need to know, is this making any amount of sense to y'all? And why you want to have that long-term outlook. And really why you want to just pay attention to how many Satoshis you have. More so than anything else. Remember, the game is stack sats or die, right? Ain't that the motto? Stack sats or die? Huh? I like that. Stack sats or die trying, right? I thought that's the goal. How many Satoshis you have. Not how many dollars can you make from it, but how many Satoshis you have. Do we understand the mindset I'm trying to get y'all in? Do we understand the mindset I'm trying to get y'all in? I'm trying to detach you from the emotional connection that you have to dollars, paper dollars, looking at the dollar value, and reconnect it to a strategic connection to Satoshis. So disconnect the emotional connection, reattach the strategic connection. Am I talking gibberish, or is this making most sense? You got to let me know, because I want to make sure I ain't coming off sounding crazy. I want to make sure I ain't coming off sounding all crazy. Now, wow, price, right? Let's go take a look. Even though the chart is in the green, price is down. If we go and take a peek at Bitcoin, I'm going to clear the chart up real quick. And what we want to do, right? Let's look at it on the monthly, because we're closing another month on Bitcoin. So now look at this chart on Bitcoin. This is from 2009 until now, and people are talking about this small little blip in the machine. Look at this little speed bump right here. Look at the rest of the history, and look at the speed bump that people are all up in arms and bitching about right now. Talking the language of wealth building, 100%. That's the language I'm talking. That's the language I'm talking. Wealthy rising, Miss Farasha. What's going on, Queen? Peace, peace, peace. How goes the day, the last day of the year out there in Atlanta? How goes the last day of the year out there in Atlanta? So now this is what people are talking about. This small little, oh my God, it's over with. Bitcoin, the run is over. No, this is time for you to accumulate and add to your position. All right? How many of y'all truly believe that you should disregard the dollar value and just stack Satoshis? How many of y'all truly believe that? Hey, that's amazing. That's amazing. They said, Bully, my family had a crypto talk at Christmas dinner, and it went surprisingly well. Hey, big shout out to you for bringing, if you're the one that brought it up, big shout out to you. Even if you're not the one that brought it up. The fact that you're having it in your family, big shout out to you and your family. Big shout out to you and your family. Now, once again, the question is, how many of you pay all hell attention to the dollar value, and how many of you are just stacking sats? How many of you are concerned with how many Satoshis you're going to have over the next 5 to 10, 50 to 100 years? Huh? That's what I need to know. How many of you got the eyes on the prize? How many of you are really paying attention? Really paying attention to your Satoshi count, your Satoshi stack? I need to know. I need to know because, once again, $1 a day over the last 10 years would have got you 1.13 Bitcoin. Look at this right here. You'd have got 113,575,000 Satoshis doing $1 a day. That's one hell of an accumulation. Mr. J Block Dog said, my brother's stacking dollars on his Chime bank account. I'm loading my crypto wallet. Hey, you know, some of us are playing a different game, you know. You're playing a different game. Way different game from your brother. You're playing the long-term game. You're trying to increase your time and energy effortlessly. You're looking to increase your time and energy effortlessly. Hey, I like that. I like that. I didn't even consider that. Miss Copper Moon, what's going on, Queen? Black Ice. I didn't even consider that. Check it out. That's a good point. The penny is gone, y'all. Ooh, man, you just had me. Man, I just had one hell of a download. You're right. The penny is gone. All that's left is the Satoshi. Yo. Interesting. The penny is gone. There's nothing left but Satoshi when we talk about smaller denominations of value now. Hey, and what's interesting about this, once again, it's another one of my thoughts coming to fruition from so many years ago, where I said that one day the Satoshi would be the equivalent to what we use as the penny. And now the penny is no more. The penny's no more, and Bitcoin ATMs are popping up everywhere. Like I told y'all on Instagram, if you start walking by and seeing these Bitcoin ATMs, tag me. Make a picture and tag me. Okay? Make a picture and tag me. All right? Hey, that's one hell of a revelation, Joe. Revelation. One hell of a revelation. The penny is gone. The Satoshi is in. The penny is gone. The Satoshi is in. That's where we at right now. That's where we at. So now the idea is stack as many sats as possible. And what are y'all looking at right here? What's the motto? Who can tell me what the motto is? $1 a day keeps poverty away. Okay? What we're looking at is $1 over the last 10 years, which is 3,000. Hold on. $3,654. That's $1 saved up every day for 10 years. It would be the equivalent to $3,654. Now, this is the thing. This is what I also want to tell you. Let me explain this though. Let me explain this though. In fact, let's do this. Let's do this. This is what I want to do. This is the last show of the year. Let's really crunch. Let's really crunch real quick. Hold on. Let's really crunch. Hey, I like that. Pick up those pennies you see. They're worth 1.25 sats. And that makes even more sense, right? Let me show you something. Hold on. Right? Those pennies, those dimes, those nickels that you walk across, those pennies, those dimes, those nickels that you may throw out, right? That you may just toss in the ashtray, you may throw them out. Those can now be taken to Coinstar machines and transferred into crypto, right? So no longer is loose change something you toss to the side. Now it's a asset, right? That you convert into future currency. Do you understand what I'm saying? You see how they're opening the door for us right now? And some are none the wiser. Some are none the wiser. There you go. Only cost you a little energy invested in picking it up. You right. You right, Mo Pizzle. You're 100% right. I have a traveler partner who would always toss pennies and I would pick them up. And you know what you're doing when you're picking them up? You're showing the universe that you value. That you value wealth. Right? Because least we forget, $1 ain't nothing but 100 pennies. You know how many pennies you walk by in your lifetime? You know how many pennies you chose not to pick up in your lifetime? Now this is what I want to ask ChatGPT. This is what I want to ask ChatGPT. Let's see. How much first is $1? Let's see this. Hold on. Dollar saved. And we already know what this is, but I want to get it set up, right? Saved every day for 10 years. We know what it is, $3,655. So we got that. Okay. Now, what we want to know with inflation included, what is the purchasing power, right? Because we want to know, even though we saved up $3,000, purchasing power of that amount of capital, right, compared to 2015. How much is $3,650 in 2015 compared to 2025? Let's see. So look, in conclusion, $3,650 in 2025 will be the equivalent to about $2,857 in 2015 in terms of purchasing power. This means that due to inflation, your $3,650 saved over 10 years will buy you less in 2015 than it would in, less in 2025 than it would in 2015. Do y'all see the problem now? You saved $3,600, but it's only got the purchasing power right now of $2,800. Right? You can only buy $2,800 worth of shit. Does this make sense to y'all? Is this making any type of sense? Once again, what are we looking at? Let's go back and run through it one more time. Over the last 10 years, you put $1 to the side. Right? Let's say you competed with your brother or something. He put $1 to the side in his bank account, or we'll just say in a box. He saved up $3,654. You put $1 to the side in Bitcoin. You saved up 113,575,000 Satoshis. Are we paying attention? He's got 3,654 notes. You have 113,575,000 sats. Follow me. Follow me. His 3,654 notes can only purchase him $2,800 worth of actual value. Whereas my 113,575,000 sats can purchase me $98,965. In fact, let's do this. Let's even adjust this. Even though it raised the amount of dollars we have, let's still compare the 98,965 to 2015. Let's still compare. How much if we compare 98,000, what is it? 98,965. 965 to 2015 to 2025. Let's see. $77,000 worth of purchasing power. Right? So now, what that means is that if we subtract, right? If we subtract 77 from 98, that's going to tell you the difference in purchasing power. The difference, meaning that, right? In 2015, $77,000 bought you what today is $98,000 worth of shit. You get what I mean? Is this making sense? Money in 2025 buys 22% less than it did in 2015. 22% less than it did in 2015. Do we understand the problem with saving these notes? Is this demonstration making any type of sense to you all? Okay? Leon, I don't even answer dumbass questions like that. That shit don't even matter. I don't even answer dumb shit like that. What does that have to do with anything we're talking about right now? Absolutely nothing. So I'm going to leave that comment alone because it doesn't mean anything. That means that you listen to the dumb shit that's out there. That's all that means. Come on, man. We smarter than that over here. We smarter than that over here. We're doing math. You're talking about Epstein and Satoshi. The fuck does that even matter? Come on, y'all got to get y'all heads out of y'all asses. I just talked about this yesterday when I was reading the book, right? Those that listen to the what I like to call the dumb shit out there, right? Did Epstein talking to Satoshi stop you from turning $365,000 into $98,000? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So who gives two fucks? Not this guy over here. Anyways. Now, as we look at the prices doing what the prices are doing, right? Let's go take a look at what's going on. And we see Strategy loads up on Bitcoin and acquires another 1,229 Bitcoin for $109 million. So while people are running, ducking, hiding, smart money, like Michael Saylor, who's one of the smartest, is buying. Okay? Strategy, the largest public BTC holder, resumes buying, lifting holdings to 672,497 coins. It goes on to state, Strategy purchased 1.229, right, 1,229 Bitcoin for $108 million last week at an average price of $88,568, lifting the total holdings to 672,649.7 Bitcoin. And here it is. I can't get family and friends to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. Sad, ain't it? $20. Like, come on, man. You can't put $10 a dub, $1 a day, huh? Have I not tried to at least get individuals to understand $1 a day? The purchase was funded through the sale of 108.8 million in common stock, with MicroStrategy shares down 1% in pre-market trading as Bitcoin slipped towards 87,000. Hold on. Get this out to a couple people. There we go. Now, Strategy, the largest publicly traded holder of Bitcoin, resumed purchases after boosting its U.S. dollar reserves to $2.2 billion the prior week. The company acquired 1,200 Bitcoin last week at an average price of 88. Okay, they're repeating the same shit. I hate when they start doing that. Total holdings, blah, blah, blah. They're saying all the same stuff. They're saying all the same shit. But this is the key. While price is dropping, they're continuing buying. And they're not the only ones. They are not the only ones. Right? Metaplanet adds 450 million in a late December buy, ending 2025 above 35,000 Bitcoin. How many of you, instead of having 35,000 Bitcoin, have 3.5 million Bitcoin? Excuse me, 3.5 million Satoshis. Let me correct that. 3.5 million Satoshis. Remember, what you should focus on is buying 1 million Satoshis at a time if you can, or at least 500,000. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Because remember, what if having a Satoshi one day is like having $1? Right? What if having a Satoshi one day is like having $1? How many of you think that a Satoshi can make it to $1? How many of y'all think? So now, if I can't have 35,000, but I can have 3.5 million Satoshis, what would that be? 3,100? $3,100 is 3.5 million Satoshis. 3,100. What if I ain't got 3,100? Well, I can get 350,000 Satoshis for $310. Right now, I can get 350,000 Satoshis. Do you know what 350,000 Satoshis may be worth in the coming years? I can get 350,000 Satoshis for $310 right now. Do you know that 350,000 Satoshis is a denomination of the 100 million? You're at 350,000. You get another 350,000. Now you're at 700,000 Satoshis. You do it 2 more times, you're at 1.4 million Satoshis. Pay attention. Do the math. Pay attention. Do the math. Hopefully this is making sense to y'all. Hopefully I'm not just rambling along. It goes on to state that Metaplanet added another 4,279 Bitcoin at an acquisition price of $451 million, bringing its total stack to 35,102 Bitcoin, worth around $3 billion, as the Tokyo-listed firm leaned harder into the hybrid model of a Bitcoin treasury and income business. In a Tuesday filing, the company also reported that revenue from its Bitcoin income generation business had overshot previous forecasts, jumping to 8.58 billion Japanese yen, about 54 million for 2025. Metaplanet's revenue is driven by option-based strategies that turn its Bitcoin into recurring cash flow rather than a dormant, volatile asset. These options-based strategies use a separate pool of Bitcoin to sell options, earn premiums, and cycle those trades while keeping Metaplanet's core long-term Bitcoin stash untouched. Troy said if the Feds just put $15 billion in banks, will banks buy soon and drive up price again? Time will tell. There's a lot of funny business going on in the banks right now. A lot of funny business. I don't know if people are paying attention. A lot of funny business. Hold on. There we go. So yeah, we got some other things to cover. We got some other things to cover. All right, because there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on, especially with the precious metals game. It's a lot going on. A lot that people need to pay attention to. That dollar a day has me thinking, bro, it costs less than a coffee. Yeah. Less than a coffee. Nothing to lose, much to gain. I mean, who's going to miss $1 a day? Who's going to miss $1 a day? Right? Remember, you invest what you're willing to lose until you turn it into what you're not willing to lose, and then you redefine it, reallocate it into that which suits you. So as an example, if you did $1 a day over the last 10 years, and now you're sitting on somewhere around $98,000, why would you not now go reallocate and purchase you some land? Purchase you some real estate. See, people think that I'm all, Bitcoin or nothing, crypto or nothing. No. This is a vehicle. Nothing more, nothing less. Just like gold was of days of the past. This is a vehicle for you to acquire more of that what you need and make it easier in your life. That's what this is. Frees up time and energy by adding on to it at an exponential rate. That's what we're dealing with right now. So remember, you started with $1 a day. Okay, I can lose $1 a day. I can spare $1 a day. How can I find Satoshi? It's just a smaller denomination of Bitcoin, y'all. This is one reason why I like having beginners classes, because you know how many people have reached out to me saying, hey, how can I buy Satoshis? Where can I find Satoshis? Satoshis ain't nothing but a smaller denomination of Bitcoin. If you buy $100 worth of Bitcoin right now, you don't have one Bitcoin. Just like if somebody pays you 50 cents, you don't have $1. Remember, the penny is to the dollar what a Satoshi is to Bitcoin. It's just a smaller denomination. So if you buy $100 in Bitcoin right now, you don't have one Bitcoin. You have Satoshis by default. It's not something that you need to go look for, but it's something you can't get scammed with. Do you understand? Because people are like, oh, we got Satoshis over here. No. If you got Bitcoin, you already got Satoshis. Especially if you don't have one Bitcoin. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Brother Bankroll, we gotta plug that. Bankroll said, I used Bitcoin to buy that 20 acres. I know you did. Now let me ask you this. Did you liquidate or did you self-bank? And issue a line of credit, therefore foregoing the taxable event that it would have been had you liquidated. Because we play a different game over here, y'all. We play a totally different game. I be lazy at times. Every time I hear you say $1 a day, I go purchase. Hey, at least you're making an effort. Hey, I'm glad you made that point. In my humble opinion, crypto's way better than everybody playing these parlays every day. Even the whole lottery system, right? You got to think of it like this. You play the lottery one day, you lose, you throw that ticket in the trash. That ticket, you don't get to hold that ticket and it possibly increases over time. You lost, motherfucker. It's over with. Think about how much money some have lost to the lottery if they just would have put that exact same money into Bitcoin. We're not even talking about the rest of the market right now. We're just talking about Bitcoin. Just Bitcoin. Somebody tell me. They have casinos on the block. They definitely do. They 100% do. But wait till y'all see what I'm about to come out with, though. I'm about to bring a reemergence of something that used to be, something that we used to claim was ours. I'm about to bring it back, utilizing the blockchain. Something that's going to be able to bring us and put us back into the fold. into the economic fold, the commercial fold, right? Jazzy Creations, what's going on? Have a beautiful day yourself. Have a beautiful day. Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, the self-banking is a game changer. That's why I've been trying to teach it over the last 6, 7 years or something to that effect. Right? Yeah, they done blew a whole Bitcoin on scratch-offs. You hear me? Hey, you hear me? A whole Bitcoin on scratch-offs. A whole Bitcoin on scratch-offs. Can you believe it? Hey, there you go, Shag Nasty. If you can't afford $1 a day, just turn the Bitcoin roundups on with Cash App. There you go. That's an alley-oop to y'all. Shag Nasty just gave y'all an alley-oop. Beautiful alley-oop, might I add. Beautiful alley-oop, might I add. This is the Brother Parks, formerly of Kansas City, now in Atlanta. Brother Parks, Brother Parks, Brother Parks. Man, it's not ringing a bell. Please forgive me too, my brother. Man, I meet so many people. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I like the information you're dropping, though. You're definitely an asset. Definitely an asset. So now, MetaPlanet, once again, these companies are buying. Why are you and your family not buying? And it ain't just Bitcoin. Bitmine buys 97.6 million in ETH as an 8.6 billion liquidation risk builds around Ether. Let's talk about it. They say Bitmine added 32,938 ETH and staked 118,944 as liquidation maps flagged 8.6 billion risk around Ethereum. Now, what are they doing by staking 118,000 Ethereum? What are they doing? They're creating a passive form of income. They're creating a passive form of income. Let me see if we can find, hold on, let's see. Let's see if we can find an ETH staking calculator. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. All right, so you stake 32 ETH. No, they're staking what? How many ETH did they stake? Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. 118,944. 118,944. 118,944 Ethereum. Okay. ETH price, estimated monthly price change and percentage. Let's just say 1%. Your initial upfront cost in USD, let's just say, let's put this underwater, say 3,100. Right? Let's put this underwater, say 3,100. Monthly costs, your ongoing monthly costs such as hosting, fuck, I don't know. Return 35,000. Okay. So, irregardless of me doing the rest of that, right? If you stake 118,000 Ethereum, in one day you pull out 12.87 ETH in rewards. In 1 week, 90,000 ETH. In a month, 399 ETH. And in a year, right? In a year, you earn 46,000, or they earn 4,698 ETH. That's the equivalent of 6 million. Hold on, let me do this. Let me get these numbers right in here. There we go. There we go. $60,341,911. That's in passive income. I need you to understand. That's passive. That's passive income. Passive. Do you understand that? They're look at that 444. Oh, come on, man. Ha! Hey, when the universe talks to you, it really screams, right? When the universe talks, it really screams. Yo, y'all see that? I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. Come on, man. So y'all see what they're doing here now? Is this making sense of what they're doing? Is this making sense? Oh man, they're beyond winning. They're beyond winning. Beyond winning. I need to snapshot that. That's beautiful. Those are signs and symbols for the conscious mind, and I love it. Signs and symbols for the conscious mind, and I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, Bitmain buying Ethereum. By a show of hands, how many of you have started building an Ethereum reserve? We got Bitcoin out the way. How many of you have started building an Ethereum reserve? Show of hands. By a show of hands. Ethereum reserve. Let me know. Let me know. By a show of hands, Ethereum reservists. Where are you? The Ethereum reservists. Where are you? Yep, no mining operational costs, just passively baking bread. Beautiful. Beautiful. I have a small amount of ETH, and that's more than those that have none, Carl the Occultist. That's more than those that have none. Just go out today. With it being the last day of the year, I want y'all to go out. And I want some of y'all to just ask people, like, hey, you got any Bitcoin? You got those that you know, of course. Don't do it to randoms. Those that you know. And just ask them. Hey, yo, you got any Bitcoin? You got any Ethereum? You got any Bitcoin? You got anything? Just ask them. That's all you got to do. And see how far ahead you are of the rest of society. I need you all to understand that. You need to understand how far ahead you are of the rest of society. Because I don't think a lot of people are really considering that. Would buying Bitmain be wise? I mean, me personally, I'm not. It could be a strategic move. You'd want to do the research. I just can't flat out say yes or no right now, though. Right? Path is math. Hey, I like that. Path is math. I like that. I got sprinkled all over, not much, but at least 150 worth. That's more than those that have none. Do you understand? Hold on. Because I got way more info to bring y'all. Hold on. We're not done yet. We're nowhere near done yet. We are nowhere near done yet. Hold on. Hold on. Do you think the United States will add more than just Bitcoin to their reserves? Not to their Bitcoin reserve, but that's why they got a strategic digital asset reserve. That's why they got a digital asset reserve. What do you think of USCR? Why do people keep asking me? Let me pull this up. One thing that I've learned over the last, I'm going to say 10 years in this space. One thing that I've learned over the last 10 years in this space. What we at, 14 million? This is a meme coin. That's the first thing I need y'all to understand. The United States Crypto Reserve will hold and represent the top American-built tokens that meet the highest standard of security, transparency, and innovation. The USCR meme coin will represent the community of innovators supporting the movement. Look, the disclaimer. USCR is a meme coin project for entertainment purposes. This project is no way associated with, endorsed by, or affiliated with the United States government or any government entity. It's a fucking meme coin. If y'all want to gamble on this, be my guest. Can you make money off this type of shit? Yeah. Do I push my community towards this type of shit? Fuck no. Absolutely not. Why? Because I don't want us gambling. This is a gamble. You know, people that have been coming, and you know where this comes from? This comes from y'all watching them goddamn TikTok videos, them 15-second videos, 30-second videos of, hey, go buy this. This is the next Bitcoin. I can guarantee that's where y'all getting this shit from. Because this ain't in my algorithm. I'm going to keep it a buck. These type of coins don't come through my algorithm at all. So what do I think about this? It's a meme. Do you want to gamble? Be my guest. Do I present this type of shit to my community? Absolutely not. Hey, but that's just me. That's just me. Don't take it personal. Please. Don't take it personal. It just, when so many people start shit, like sending me shit to my inbox, hey, what do you think about USCR? What do you think about USCR? What do you think about it? And I'm knowing the shit. I know when I see bullshit coming through my inbox, right? Especially if it starts getting spammed. I'm like, God damn, somebody must have made a fucking video, and now everybody's circulating this one video of some dumbass person saying that this is how you get rich. Hey, y'all, leave that shit alone. Leave that shit alone. All right? I'm considering selling all my crypto for more physical holdings since physical has way outproduced this year. So now, let me ask you something. And this is a classic tale of Chase the Dragon. The Dragon already took off, soared. I mean, shit's up 1,000%, hundreds of percent, right? You're going to take what's not moving. I'm going to tell you something. Everybody does this for the most part. Those that aren't disciplined, everybody does this. You're sitting in something that's not moving. You're seeing something that is moving. You figure you're missing out, so you're going to take your money from what's not moving and move it into what's been moving. Now, what's going to happen, and I can always bet you, is that what's been moving is going to start to slow up, and what wasn't moving is going to start to take off. And when you get over there to what was moving and it stops moving, what you had moving is going to take off, and now you're going to miss the position that you had when it wasn't moving and now it's moving. Can anybody else attest to what I just said and broke down, and how many times has it happened to you? I'm going to tell you like this. If you missed the boat, you missed the boat. Do not try to jump on a moving locomotive thinking you're still going to get the same destination that everybody else is. You're probably going to hurt yourself more so than not. Why? Because you didn't get on when the locomotive stopped to pick you up. I was telling people to buy silver at $15, $20, $30, $40. Gold at $1,500, $1,200. Now that it's taking off, it's like, oh, should I go? Hey, look, I'm going to tell you like this. I'm not rotating my shit from crypto over into the precious metals. Why would I do that when I can buy all of this liquid? I can buy all of this liquid. Right? You can get gold. In fact, let me speak on that. That's why I love what the blockchain is producing. Because now I don't have to sell anything. I can borrow against my holdings and just go buy liquid gold and silver. I ain't got to have it physical. And I'm going to tell you a couple of drawbacks from having it in physical. It's a lot harder to sell. They're going to haggle you with the price 100%, right? It's a lot more bulkier. Why would I go buy more physical gold and silver when I can just get tokenized gold and silver? Right? This Friday, January 2nd, first class of the year, I'm going to be covering how we can make these investments in gold and silver on the blockchain. That way we ain't got to worry about shipping. You know, I had a client once that bought a box of silver from JM Bullion. And they were using, I think, a black-owned P.O. box service out here in Chicago, right? Trying to support. They never got their silver. Never got their silver. So what I'm going to show y'all is how you can get gold and silver with the push of a button today, sell it tomorrow, or however you want to do it. And I'm going to show you how you can earn more gold and silver on top of your original investment of gold and silver, right? Meaning I could buy a couple of ounces of gold and I could earn some more gold on top of that gold. So now I went from 1 ounce to 1.1 ounce, right? I'm trying to put y'all in some of the best positions you can be in. I'm trying to put y'all in some of the best positions you can be in. So it'd be wise to load up on the American Reserve coins. Hey, I didn't say that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't say that. That's what that project's talking about. I didn't say that. I did not say that. But I see where you're going with that. But that ain't what I said though at all. You know, I got my own list of the creme de la cremes. But let's see what's going on with gold and silver. Surge in silver and gold prices slide after CME raises margin requirements. I don't know if y'all seen that they did this. They're playing big games right here, big money games. Big money games. But the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, one of the largest trading floors for commodities, required traders to put up more cash to invest in precious metals overnight. You know what they did? You know what they did? Where is it at? Hold on. Where is it at? Where is it at? Oh, so they're not even putting the full story in there. Hold on. I gotta find a full story for y'all. I gotta find a full story for y'all. They kind of hiding shit right there. What they did is they raised the capital requirements, the margin requirements, right? Why are they not covering where they raised it at? That's interesting how they got all this general information, but they're not telling you that they raised it by like 20-something%, right? To whereas, no, what it was is if you originally had $20,000 worth of open contracts, it needed to be raised to $25,000, right? Another $5,000 overnight. I'm trying to find, and they had shit like this. They definitely had it, y'all. Let me see. Let me see if we can find it here. Here we go. So it goes out of state. This week started with a sensational screenshot shared across hundreds of breathless posts on X and a claim designed to hit every financial nerve ending at once. A systematic, important U.S. bank, a silver margin call, liquidation by the exchange in the middle of the night. The Federal Reserve allegedly forced to pump billions into the system and the bank's name concealed. Okay? This is what was going around Twitter. I'm telling you, if you want alpha information, get off of Facebook, get off of Instagram, unless you follow on my shit, and get on Twitter. Get on Twitter. All right? Okay? Now, it reads like a Big Short or Margin Call movie sequel. If you haven't seen those two movies, Big Short or Margin Call, I suggest you take a look at them. You know what I want to start doing? I want to start having movie night in Chicago where we watch some of these financial shows, these financial movies, and then have discussions afterwards. This is the type of shit I'm trying to do, right? There's too much buffoonery being presented out here. Way too much buffoonery. Anyways, and the internet ate it up amid the slow news season between Christmas and New Year. Now, what's real? CME raised silver margins. The CME clearing did raise silver requirements for metals, including silver, effectively after the close of the biddings on December 29th, and it did so explicitly as per the normal review of market volatility in a public notice dated December 26th. If you want the cleanest version, they also posted the same change in the PDF advisory, which you can get. The margin move landed into a market that was already acting feral. CME's own silver page showed its volatility gauge, the silver Coval, at 81.70 as of late December 28, a level that basically screams big swings are priced in. Now, on the day the new requirements hit, silver fell hard. The Economic Times reported an 11% intraday drop on COMEX and tied it directly to the profit taken after the CME margin hike, noting the March 26 contract margin rose by another $3,000 from $22,000 to $25,000 in their coverage. All of that is real. None of that requires a bank implosion, though, right? The major U.S. bank liquidated at 2:47 a.m. claim that trial goes cold. Meaning that this is why you got to be careful of the information that you intake. You got to be careful of the information that you intake because it might be BS, right? Nonetheless, though, there are huge positions being placed on precious metals. And I want to show you how you can get access to those positions with the press of a button. Tokenized silver volumes explode as metal prices rise to records. A sharp jump in tokenized silver trading suggests investors are getting exposure to the metal on chain. Once again, that's what I want to bring to y'all this Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let's kick it tonight. Let's kick it. Let's because I was going to hold class tonight. I'm like, you know what? People don't want to sit in tonight. They want to go kick it. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking for like-minded individuals in Chicago to link up and let's have a drink and toast to the new year. Right? Let's talk this crypto shit and have a toast to the new year. Right? That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I'm looking forward to. We already got our spot. Well, don't worry about that. But we're already locked in. We got all that out the way. Now what we're looking for, or what I'm going to be looking for is, once the festivities with the family is kind of over, I can go down to the bar, sit at the bar with whoever's willing to come out, and we can talk crypto, That's what I'm looking for. Family first, then it's time to get back to the community. Okay, but this Friday, like I said, I was going to hold the class tonight, but we're going to hold it this Friday. Okay? Now, interest in silver is rising in tokenized markets, with trading volumes increasing alongside futures and ETFs due to recent price volatility. The tokenized version of iShares Silver Trust, SLV, saw a 1,200% increase in monthly transfer volume and a 300% rise in holders over the past 30 days. Okay? Silver's price surge is driven by supply constraints, increased demand from solar power industry, and macroeconomic factors, with physical markets diverging from paper pricing. Interest in silver is spilling into tokenized markets, with on-chain trading volumes rising in parallels with activity in futures and exchange-traded funds, as the metal experiences volatility after hitting successive record highs all month. Data from RWA.XYZ shows the monthly transfer volume from its tokenized version of iShares Trust has jumped more than 1,200% over the last 30 days, alongside a roughly 300% increase. This is how you know that AI writes this shit, because they continuously repeat the same shit. I don't like that. If I'm a human, I'm not going to write the same shit over and over and over again. Only thing that peeves me about these articles sometimes. Anyways, tokenization involves representing real-world assets such as private equity, real estate, commodities, and more as digital tokens on the blockchain. I'm going to read that one more time because we have to understand what direction the world is going in financially speaking. Tokenization involves representing real-world assets such as private equity, real estate, commodities, and a lot more as digital tokens on the blockchain. The process makes those assets more easily tradable and divisible, opening up new possibilities for fractional ownership and liquidity. Those two words right there, fractional ownership and liquidity, should be your go-to for the year. This is the study of the year. This is what I'm so excited about. The tokenized silver trust, which we're going to be covering this Friday, for example, allows non-U.S. investors to gain exposure to SLV with the ability to mint, redeem, and transfer tokens around the clock. Pricing in physical markets has diverged sharply from pricing of futures, with analysts pointing to premiums in Asia reaching double-digit levels over COMEX and the London forward curve sitting in backwardation, meaning that at close to $80 an ounce, the metal costs more today than in the future, a sign of near-term supply stress. Silver's rally has been driven by a convergence of supply constraints, structural demand, and macro tailwinds that have tightened physical markets. Analysts point to China's decision to impose export licensing on redefined silver starting January 1st as adding to concerns around supply availability, raising prices while higher future margins year-end positionings have complicated trading in traditional values. At the same time, demand for solar-powered industry continued to rise, with silver consumption tied to photovoltaic. Hold on.
Photovoltaic.
Hold on. Let me mute that up. So it doesn't make that noise. There we go. But anyways, very interesting. Photo related to the production of electric current at the junction of two substances exposed to light. So, the silver consumption is tied to photovoltaic manufacturing remaining largely inelastic even after prices more than tripled from 2024 levels. Silver's on-chain rally in parallel to its TradFi counterpart seems to be another data point to demonstrate that tokenized version of assets are a trend that's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Hey, look, and the fact that they need it and we can get access to it is why I'm holding this class. Hey, look, y'all ain't gotta argue with me. I'm all in. I've always spoken about diversification. Always. You know? So yeah, we got gold, we got silver. I'm gonna be showing you how to incorporate other cryptocurrencies with these assets, how you can earn all across the board. This is this Friday night. For those that are interested, all you gotta do is click the link in my bio or go to blockwallstreet.biz. That's blockwallstreet.biz. All right. Now we got Velo, right? When we talk about the world of the future of payment systems, right? Let's talk about the world of future of payment systems. I know everybody out there is all XRP gung ho, and I understand it. That's what all the newbies know about. They don't know about all these other assets that we have in this space, right? He unfollowed you after follow. What you talking about, Sarah? I didn't catch the rest of the comment. He unfollowed you after follow. Don't understand. But if you can't clear it up, if there's a question or anything like that. But no, you got three other major payment projects, right? That's XRP. That's XLM. And that's Velo. Right? Now, Velo, an interesting project indeed, has an upside potential of about 29,000%. 29,000%. Now, am I telling you that you're going to make 29,000% off of this? Nope. But what I am saying is just from it moving from where it's currently at back up to its previous high is a 29,000% move. If I can capture a percentage of that, I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man. Hey, yeah, if y'all can, send this out. Send this out. Ain't nobody bringing y'all the information like this. No. Nobody else bringing y'all the info like this. Oh, okay, hold on. There we go. That's where we're at. We're at the bottom of a channel right now. And if we're just going to look for a move back up to the top of the channel, it's a 700% return. Now, this is what I'm betting on right now. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm trading. This is the position that I'm taking on Velo for moves to the upside, which is about a 700% move. I'm not looking for 29,000% right now. I'm only looking for 716%. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. You know who else we actually got to add to that now? It's Tectum, who's getting slaughtered, right? But upside potential, what are we looking at? 11,000%, not too bad. It was trading at $45. It's 38 cents now. If you've never looked at Tectum, I suggest you go do your research. And this is what I mean, right? This is what I mean by you can have good projects. I talked about this the other day. You can have good projects, poor pitch charts. Damn good projects, beautiful technology, poor pitch charts though. You get what I'm saying? Poor pitch charts. Poor pitch charts, right? So it's like, you know, what direction do you want to go in it? Let me see. Oh man, it's so much to cover today. So much we got to do. So much we got to prepare for. So much that we got to prepare for. How many of you need help going into 2026? In this space specifically, by showing hands. How many of you, because what I'm thinking about doing another boot camp, right? A 4-week boot camp. How many of you are not set up the way that you want to be and would like to get set up over a span of 4 weeks with me? Because 2026, I'm working. 2020, I mean, I work every goddamn year. But 2026, I'm going hard. I'm going hard. Right? How many of y'all need that help? Birdie, what's going on? Hey, what you on today, bro? You should meet me at Broski spot. It's still early. We can go ahead and get that wake and bake out the way. Meet me at Bro spot if you can. You know, I'm about to hit the homie in a minute. No, still a beautiful trade. I've stacked a lot of Velo too. I think you mentioned Velo in the Brother Rich class. I definitely did. Dr. Enke, the first person I heard use the word melanin does not perform photosynthesis. It is instead photovoltaic. Wow, interesting. Very interesting. I swear Bully be waking up the Walking Dead. That's what I'm trying to do, man. That's what I'm trying to do because we sleeping giants. We're sleeping giants. Hey, look, the more research I do on our people, my people, right? Between the 20s and the 50s, bro, we was the shit. We was the shit, Joe. We had so much fucking money flowing through this community. I want to get back to that. And we can get back to that. I just got to wake everybody up. But I got to do it in a way where I don't know, you know, they don't see that we waking up, right? Will your tokenized commodities projects require KYC? No, I don't teach shit that requires KYC. To keep it a buck with you, I really don't teach stuff that requires KYC. As in being set up as a business or trust for our crypto. What do you mean, Shirley? What do you mean? You're not trying because you're not failing. I like that. I appreciate that. I'm on this truck. I don't get back to the land till Friday. Hey, don't trip then. We gonna build Friday. We're gonna build Friday. I'm trying to rebuild Black Wall Street. I've been saying this for the longest. That's why I created Block Wall Street. I just need help. You know, I can't do it on my own. You know? I need people that's really, really, really serious about turning this thing around over the next 10 to 20 years. I'm not talking about next year. Oh, we're gonna go on a march and, you know, next year. No. 10 to 20 years is my outlook. 10 to 20 years. What price do you have in mind for the 4-week boot camp? It's going to be what I normally charge, anywhere between $1,100 to $1,200, maybe $1,300. Just depending on how many hours we're going to rock out. Are we going to do 8 hours or 16 hours? Right? It's going to be cheap, though. It's going to be cheap. You got a lot of people that charge all this math. Well, it don't matter. I'm not worried about other people. Because I know for a fact nobody's going to bring the amount of value that I am. It's not just going to be me reading articles and you hearing a lot about the good shit. No. When you come to my boot camps, we get boots on the ground and we build shit. We get on top. You get your positions locked in. You understand the positions. And then you flourish from there. My boot camps is different from everybody else. Way different. If you've never been in one, get ready to get in one. But this Friday, though, the first class of the year, and I also want to have a 2026 wealth strategy class again in Chicago. I want to have another 5-hour, well, that class is actually 6.5 hours. I want to have another 6 to 7 hour class out here in Chicago. And I really, really, really want to break it down. Chlorophylls and plants and melanids and Asiatics. Definitely want to implement this blockchain into my real estate business. This is a game changer. So you asked me, we want to get set up. So when I say set up, right, in my humble opinion, everybody should have a standard of how they enter this space and how they interact with it, right? From the wallets you use to the projects you interact with to the positions you make, right? I think a lot of people are moving off of what's being said, told, heard through Instagram, through Facebook, through TikTok. I want to set people up to whereas they can go about and understand what they're looking for on their own versus having to get suggested something from somebody else. Do we have to know technical analysis for the class? Nah, We're going to cover technical analysis during the class, but you don't have to know it now. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But yeah. Oh, man. You know, once again, Happy New Year's to you all. I appreciate everybody that's been rocking out with me over the last couple of years. It's definitely been a heaven sent. It's definitely blessed me. I'm blessed. You know, even with the ups and downs, everything that I am facing right now, I'm blessed to have a community behind me. I'm blessed to be able to help a community. You know, I sold drugs for a long time in the communities. So for me to go from fucking the communities up to helping the communities up now is a big difference to me. And that's all I really cared about. It ain't got nothing to do with making money. It got more so to do with helping and correcting my wrongs. More so than anything. You get what I mean? So I appreciate all of you that have allowed me to help y'all throughout the years. Believe you me, I appreciate it probably more than y'all appreciate it. You get what I'm saying? I appreciate it more than what y'all probably appreciate it. I appreciate y'all tapping in on these live streams. Hey, I could be sitting here talking to myself. You know what I'm saying? I could easily be sitting here talking to myself. I like that. Bully is the blockchain personified, transparent, has utility, and disrupting the status quo. That's the shit. That's a bar. I'm about to screenshot that. That's raw. I like that. Hold on. Let me get back to the live. Hold on. I like that. That's raw. Thank you for that. Hey, I appreciate you all. I'm going to try to go live some more today. I appreciate it as well, God. You definitely shared a lot and helped a lot in this space. No doubt, the God 7. AD Simply Creates. I appreciate you. Hey, that is a bar, though. That's a super bar, ain't it? I'm a bar that into my music some way, somehow. I'm a bar that into my... Hey, verse 2 of Lemon Pepper Freestyle is coming in 2026, too. Raw. Super raw. Super, I'm talking about... I think I'm damn near going in harder than verse 1. So be on the lookout for verse 2, because we didn't hit 100K. Now we are on our way to 1 million next. Right? Being able to provide for those that come after you, that's the real flex. Verse 2 is going to be coming. Lemon Pepper Freestyle. Be on the lookout. Hey, but look, with that being said, y'all, it's going on 8:30 a.m. To me, it's late already. I got to get the day started. I appreciate everybody that's able to tune in, tap in for the Early Roger Show of Coffee and Crypto. Last one of the year. Hey, big shout out to everybody. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a round of applause. If I knew how to use all this little DJ equipment over here, I'd be able to do the round of applause. I forgot how to do it, though. I'm going to have to start, messing with it, learning it myself. Class this Friday, for those that want to learn how to invest in tokenized gold and silver. Class this Friday. And I want to give a shout out to all the new supporters as well. I want to give a shout out to all the new supporters that have been buying me a coffee. That's all I ask. If you want to support me, my mission. And look, now we're at 19 supporters. Let's go. 19 supporters right now. buymeacoffee.com/Block Wall Street. If you want to send me an end of the year donation, right? Buy me a coffee for the day. I'm probably about to walk over here by LA Fitness. There's a Stan's Coffees over there. There's Starbucks over there. If you want to support me and buy me a coffee on this walk. Hey, the apparel's coming in 2026, Solano. The apparel is coming in 2026. Be on the lookout, my friend. 2026 is going to be big. 2026 is going to be huge. Just mark my words. Watch what I tell you. Mashallah, I appreciate that. Ricky invested. May Allah keep your momentum going into the next year and beyond. Mashallah, alhamdulillah. Inshallah. Let me see. I just want to make sure that's it. Yeah, hey, look. With that being said, we're going to close this up. Be on the lookout. I might be going live more today, but this is the last show of Coffee and Crypto with the Bitcoin Block Bully in 2025. Let's take one last look at the prices. Bitcoin's under 90. Ethereum's under 3,000. XRP's under $2. Sol's under 200. BNB's under 1,000. ADA's under 50 cents. Who else should we... Litecoin's under $100. And AVAX is under $20. Remember these prices here, the last day of the year, 2025, as we roll and stroll on over into 2026. With that being said, I appreciate and I love you all. Until the next one, peace, power, and prosperity, family. I am out of here.